Hello BookTube Nation, I'm Sam here again with A Barnaby Books, and today I have my part 2 of my super really huge mostly winter book haul. Okay, so let's get started. So I don't think I've shown this one yet. This is the second manga I've bought, but I think I found this through the other one I was reading. I'll link my original graphic manga haul down below so you can check it out. But this is The Ancient Magus Bride, and this is by Khoury Yamazaki. And I don't know, the other one I really enjoyed, and I think I found this through that, and you know how that works on Goodreads and Amazon. So I don't know a whole lot about manga, but I really liked the first one I read, so I wanted to try a different series. Next, I picked up for my daughter. I got her the really nice hardcover editions of these for her birthday, but I didn't have a copy myself. So you know, with the new movie coming out, there was tons of Mary Poppins stuff everywhere. So I picked up myself the Mary Poppins by P.L. Travers box sets, and these covers are really cute. Let me show you. There is Mary Poppins. Then we have Mary Poppins Comes Back. Mary Poppins Opens the Door, as she would. And Mary Poppins in the Park. So these are adorable, and I've wanted a copy of this for a long time. I absolutely love the original Disney adaptation with Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke. It's kind of one of my childhood staples, but I'm really happy to have these, and I can't wait to check them out. I think my mom told me that they're quite a bit different than the movie. I love the story, so I'm always interested to check it out in any of its formats. Next, this was one of my favorite YA books from last year, and this is The Glass Spare by Lauren DeStefano. And so it's nice, and ooh, it's black on black. That's kind of cool. So I really enjoyed this last year. I tried at the end of the year not to just buy all the new all the YA books I was interested in, because I do have a lot, and this one matches. And so anyway, so I wanted to buy the second one of this because I love duologies too, and I believe this is supposed to be only a duology. So I picked up the second one, The Cursed Sea, and so I wanted to get the first one so that I would have a matching set, and I'm really excited to get to the second one. I think I may do a reread since I enjoyed this one so much, but we'll see. Next is Echo North by Joanna Ruth Meyer, and I heard that this was nice and blue. I heard that this one was like a retelling of East of the Sun, West of the Moon, I think. But I read one of those this year and absolutely loved it. I'll link down my Fairy Tale-a-thon wrap-up so you can check out what I thought of the book. I really liked that fairy tale, and it wasn't one I was really familiar with, so I wanted to check this out because I heard that it was also linked to that fairy tale. Next is one I've already read. Look at me reading the new books on my shelves, and absolutely loved. I gave it 5 stars. But this book, do you see this? It is so beautiful. The inside matches the outside as far as I'm concerned. This is Willa of the Wood by Robert Beatty, and it is just a wonderful tale filled with folklore, and it is set kind of in early America, and it has to do with nature and you know, the manifest destiny, and it was wonderful. I loved it. You should check it out. Next is Sweep, and this is the story of a girl and her monster by Jonathan Auxier, and this was the group book for the middle grade readathon. I unfortunately did not get to it, but it sounds really interesting, and I'm excited to check it out. Ooh, it's very pretty too. Look at, ooh, end pages. Nice. Then I also picked up Shah and the End of Time by Roshani, and this is Ooh, also purple. This is another book I picked up for middle grade March. I didn't get a chance to get to this one. I've been meaning to try this author for a while, and I thought this was a great place to start. I really enjoy reading middle grade, and it seems like this is a fantastical story starring a female protagonist with lots of diversity. So sounded great, so I picked it up. Next is Give the Dark More I Love by Beth Revis. I have read one other book by her. It was the first book in her sci-fi series that she did a while back, and I've heard really great things about this one. I'm sure all of you watched Chelsea Palmer, but this was one of her like top fantasy books of the year that she did. So I'll link her channel down below. She's wonderful. But anyway, I heard great things. I like the author. Why not give it a try? This is Young Scrooge. This was a gift from my mom. So everybody always does those tags where they're like, what was the first books that you remember reading? Whatever, right? So I can remember in middle school after the book fairs, reading R.L. Stine in like my math class. So for me, that's kind of where it started, other than Dr. Seuss, because that was like my first picture book. But R.L. Stine. So my mom picked this up for me, kind of a nostalgia thing. And anyway, I love the story of Scrooge, of It's a Christmas Carol, and I'm excited to check it out. Okay, moving right along. The next one is The Sword and the Dagger. This is by Robert Cochran, and I heard, I believe that this is based on the Crusades, which I find absolutely fascinating. And I believe that the gentleman that wrote this was associated with the TV channel or the TV show 24, which I loved. So I thought, give it a try, right? This is Fawkes by Nadine Brandis, and I actually watched her channel the other day, and she seems really sweet. So I wanted to check this out. I heard really great things about it last year. It's kind of, I think, a historical fantasy retelling of Guy Fawkes. So yeah. My voice is gonna go away. Next, Jessica Brody and Joanne Rendell, Sky Without Stars. I talked about this in my TBR for my Magical Readathon. I'll link that down below. But this is based on one of my true loves in this world, and that is Les Miserables. I love that musical. What? Did I say it wrong?
I just thought I was one of your true loves.
Oh, well, I
thought it was going to be me. I was like, you wrote a book about me.
I said one of. Yeah. Anyway, but so yeah, a book about Les Mis. I had to try it. It's in space. I'll see what I think. Next one I've already read and really enjoyed. This is Last of Her Name by Jessica Khoury. And this is basically an Anastasia retelling in space. Very popular lately, everything in space. So I enjoyed this one though, I can't complain. I thought it was lots of fun. I really enjoyed the side characters. I loved the world that this is based on. It's kind of based on like all like the gemstones. So anyway, I'll talk more about it in my wrap up, but I like this one. Moving right along, next I have The Dark Triumph by Robin LaFevers. This I believe is book 2 in her Fair Assassin trilogy. And I picked this up because I have book 1 in hardcover, and I noticed book 2 in hardcover was starting to get harder to find. So I wanted to make sure I picked it up so that I had it, and I still need to get book 3, but I've heard really great things. And now there's like a companion series coming out for this. I think it's set in like around the 1300s or 13th century, one of those, and it has to do with like assassin nuns. So that sounds crazy and fun and something I would like. Next one I'm already quite a ways into is The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. I'm reading this for Charms class for my Magical Readathon. But this is kind of a retelling set from the woman's point of view during the timeline of the Iliad, I believe. Before Troy falls. So It's brutal. There are trigger warnings in this for pretty much anything you could come up with. So if you're not prepared to read about stuff like that, definitely I would say avoid this one. I think that this is worth it. I feel like it's definitely a feminist retelling, though you do get points of view from Achilles' side, which I saw another reviewer talk about this too. It didn't make a whole lot of sense to me yet, but I'm only halfway through, so I'm going to reserve judgment on that. But as far as like the tone of the story and the way that it's written and where it's going so far, I'm really enjoying it. It's very captivating. For an adult fiction, it's very page-turnery, I would say. So yeah, so liking this one. Next is book 2 I picked up for, I'm trying to finish the books in series for once. I'm really bad about that. Giving myself 18 months from each book, but hopefully that's long enough that I don't forget what happens. So anyway, so this is Venturess, and this is by Betsy Cornwall. This is book 2 to Mechanica, which I read for the Fairy Tale-a-thon this past time, and I really enjoyed that. It doesn't really have your traditional ending for Cinderella, but I did like it, and I'm curious to see where it goes. Okay, another one I've already read, go me, is A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and this is by Bridget Kemmerer, and this was a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I love retellings, so if you know of some more obscure ones, let me know. I've heard of most of the, more popular ones because it's something I do gravitate towards, but definitely if you have some more obscure retellings that I have to read, please let me know down below. This book I thought was really good. It has like a dual perspective, and I really enjoy that, and I feel like it helps with pacing in bigger fantasy books. Next is one I'm going to try to get to next month. This is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan, and this is a book about grief and a girl who loses her mother. And there's some magical realism elements in there. So there is, I believe, an Asian readathon in the month of May. And if I can find their Twitter, I'll leave that down below. But I'm going to try to read this book in honor of that. I've been doing way too many readathons lately and won't be able to participate fully, but I want to be active and support them. So I'm going to try to get to this next month. Next is The Green Glass House. This is by Kate Milford, and this I think is just a little middle grade mystery and something I don't really have on my shelves, and I thought I would really enjoy it, so I decided to give it a try. These next two were gifts from my mom. I don't know a lot about them, but I'm really excited to check them out. Okay, and these are both by Lena Licatalo, and they are the Waning Moon duology. There is The Sisters of the Crescent Empress and The Five Daughters of the Moon. These are a duology, and they have to do with the Russian Revolution, and I love that time. I mean, not love, but I really enjoy studying that time period. I find it absolutely fascinating, considering it wasn't really that long ago in our history. So anyway, so I'm really excited to check these out. These covers, by the way, are beautiful. And I don't know a lot about these. They were a gift, and I'm really excited to check them out. Okay, almost done, I promise. These were a gift from my brother and his girlfriend, and I'm really excited to get to these. I have Lost Stars by Claudia Gray, Rebel Rising by Beth Revis, and Leia, Princess of Alderaan by Claudia Gray. So my brother and his girlfriend are really into Star Wars, and I like Star Wars, but I don't know, I'm not super into the lore or anything. So anyway, they know I like YA fantasy and sci-fi, and so they picked those up for me, and I'm really excited to try them, especially I would say the Rebel Rising one, because I loved this movie. Like, it's my favorite Star Wars movie, so I'm in on this one. Okay, and the last two of my super really huge big book haul, including winter and Christmas and other things, and that is Nevermore and Wondersmith, and these are both by Jessica Townsend. I am super excited to get to these. Everyone has been saying when they read these, it gives them the Harry Potter feeling. So not that they're exactly like Harry Potter, but it gives them that feeling. And my family and I are actually doing a read along of Harry Potter right now, which is so wonderful. We're in the middle. Actually, we're almost done with book 4, which is my personal favorite because the first time I read Harry Potter, I only got through half of book 5. The second time I tried to read it, I only got through half of book 5. And then when I tried to do a reread, I only finished book 1. So I'm doing better this time. I hope to finally read 6 and 7. I think I will really like 7 because I like kind of that journey trope, if you will. But anyway, I'm excited and it's awesome. So that's all I have for you here today. I hope that you've enjoyed your time with me. If you're still here, thank you. Please give me a thumbs up. And if you like what you had to see, please click the subscribe button down below. It really does mean a lot to me and brightens my day. Also, if you're a return subscriber, thank you. Thank you. I know everybody talks on here about how they're like, yay, booktube, best thing is making friends. And though I have met some really wonderful ladies through the readathon, the fairy tale-a-thon that I do, other than that, I've met a few people, but I don't know. I guess I'm kind of a hermit. I need to like get out there more, you know? I've done a few buddy reads and things, but anyway, I like friends, I do, so if you'd like to talk books in the comments down below, please go ahead and do so. I'm always curious to meet new people, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. So, thanks for being here with me today. Farewell for now. Bye-bye. I can't reach my books anymore. They're way too far away. All right.